Hi, this is Sara Levin, the Artful Inker. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in the United States, and today I'm here to share this pretty art gallery card with you. Let's set this aside and get to the creating. For this card, we're going to use the Art Gallery bundle, which comes with the Art Gallery stamp set and the Floral Gallery dies. These can be found in the January through June Stampin' Up! Mini catalog and in my store using the link in the description below the video. Let me grab my stamp here and my Memento ink pad. And of course, remember when you purchase a bundle, you receive a 10% discount over purchasing the items separately. I've just inked off some of that ink. There we go. Now this is a two-step stamp, and I'm going to start down here in the corner, and I'm stamping off. And then I want to ink this up again. And even though I'm not using the whole stamp, I do want to make it sure it is well inked so that whatever portion of it I stamp shows up well. And I just turned it a little bit here so that you get a little different piece of it. And then we'll do this one more time. Okay, and I'm going to come in at this top left corner. And again, I'm turning my stamp a little bit. Okay, and there we go. Let's put that aside. And I've got a couple other pieces to stamp while we're doing our stamping. I've got a scrap of Whisper White, and then one of the smaller flowers in the set. And we're just going to stamp one of those. Okay, and let's set that aside. And then finally the sentiment. And I'm just lining that up along my graph paper there. You can find grid paper in my store. I use it often for my stamping and lining things up. I'm going to stamp that one more time just in case, because that's a little not straight. And that way when I go to die cut, I should have at least one of these should work. Maybe not. We'll find out. Okay, so now to move on to the next bit. Let's move these out of the way. Then we're going to take our blending brush and the Coastal Cabana ink, and let's blend on a little bit of ink. So I'm just tapping in my ink, and I'm going to start down off the edge and fill in the white down in the corner. And then I'm just coming across here and all the way out to this edge. Okay, and then we're going to come all the way up the side here. Okay, and I think I just want to create a little more of an arc here. Okay, so there's this piece with the blending. Let me set my things aside and move this out of the way. And before we move on to the next step, I'm going to take my heat tool and turn it on low and just make sure that all of this ink we just applied is going to be dry. Now, if you prefer not to dry, you can let this sit for a couple of minutes just to make sure, but I'm going to use my heat tool just to be safe. Okay, let's grab that scrap paper back now, and I'm going to do a little more stamping, and I've got my Versamark here. So we're going to ink up one of the layer stamps. This is a two-step stamping stamp set, and I'm just turning my stamp to find the petals that it lines up with, and they don't have to be perfectly aligned to be perfectly beautiful. Okay, let's turn because I want to get this next flower here. And sometimes not lining them up just so makes them much more interesting. Okay. Just giving it time to transfer some of that ink. And then do this last one here. Okay. And then we're going to do this small one that we stamped before and add a little accent piece with another one of the two-step stamp layers. Okay, let's set those aside and put the Versamark out of the way. And then we need our heat and stick powder. So I'm going to flip this over so that if I got any Versamark on the other side, it won't, my powder that I'm shaking off won't be stuck in the Versamark on the other side. Okay, oop. I may have tapped too vigorously, so I'm going to tap a little less vigorously down here. And let's do this one more time up here. Okay. And of course we have to send this right back into the bottle. Okay, so let me grab my heat tool, and with the tool on low, we're just going to heat these until, let's see if I can bring it up and you can see. I'm not sure whether you'll be able to, but just until they melt, like just as soon as they melt. And same thing with each of these. You don't heat them for as long as you would if you were embossing. Okay. Now, next, we want to bring in our Gilded Leafing. And I've got another blending brush, and I prefer to pull this out just a little bit at a time and let it work onto my pieces. Okay, That one's got its gilded accent. And then let's start with these. You could dump a whole lot on and shake it off. I just can't bring myself to do that. Or dump it all into a bowl and dip this in and see what it comes out with. And again, this pulling a few flakes out at a time feels better to me. Okay, so there's our gilding on this piece. Quick and easy. Let's set that aside and move these pieces out of the way. And then I've got a little die cutting to do. Let me pick all of this up. We're going to use the mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. And let's put plates down, and we'll grab our little flower die here from the Floral Gallery dies and put a bit of washi on to hold that. And then let's put our sentiment in here as well. And let's see, center that in those scallops. And also put a little piece of washi on that. Okay. And then I'm going to move my pieces of paper back just a little bit because I don't want to be in front of the line on the plate. That gives the roller a chance to grab the plates and move them on through. Okay, and move this out of the way. And here we are with our little die cut flower and my sentiment. And now let's begin to put the pieces together. Okay, so first I'm going to take a Coastal Cabana layer, and we're going to mat our piece we've been working on that Coastal Cabana. And this piece, the Coastal Cabana, is cut at 4 1/16 by 5 3/16, so that you've got just the tiniest bit of accent color around the edge. And then I've got a thick basic white base that's 4 1/4 by 11 and scored at 5 1/2. And then of course we need to add our dimensionals. Let's put that one back up in the corner where it belongs. And then one more down here. Okay, and then just making sure that the top and two sides are straight and evenly spaced, and then our bottom will be straight and evenly spaced. Got the sentiment and a little piece of Coastal Cabana, and we're going to add dimensionals to that. And I think my Coastal Cabana piece is 5/8 by 1 5/8. And again, we're just looking for a very little hint of that Coastal Cabana around there to give us a little pop. And we're going to raise this piece. And let's see if this will fit under the end. Okay. And then going to go ahead and adhere my flower piece before adding my little bit of gold trim from the Forever Greenery combo pack. Oops. And I'm just going to take a small loop of this, measuring it against the card. And let's get that trim and move this out of the way and grab my mini glue dots here to hold my crossed over bit. And I was going to unroll the ends, and they've done it for me, which is just lovely. It adds a little bit of just delicacy to this. And add a spot of glue here. Oops, make sure my card is straight so that my sentiment will be. Okay. Then next we're going to use some of the elegant faceted gems to add a little embellishment. And these are great. They're just such a delicate little look to go with this. The kind of here but not too much here. Too much on the same line. Let's move that down just a little bit. And then how about adding one up here? And I'm thinking maybe one more little needs one more, but okay, so we're going to go there, and maybe it's this guy that needs to be moved, and put him over here. Okay, so that's it, our art gallery card. Thanks for stopping by today. This was Sara Levin, the Artful Inker. Give this video a thumbs up and share it with your card making friends. Subscribe to my YouTube channel and click the bell if you'd like to be notified the next time I upload a video. And of course, if you're in the US, please shop in my Stampin' Up! Store using the link in the video description below. Bye. Have a great day.